sports bikes look, but not necessarily the riding position. But I couldn't come a motorcycle live this year without checking out the Kawasaki Ninja ZX 4RR. RRP for this is 8699, due to be released early next year, I believe. It's kicking out 77 brake horsepower, only weighs 189 kilograms, and it's got a screaming 4-cylinder engine that's going to rev all the way up to 16,000 RPM. Now, I swung a leg over this a little bit earlier on today, and actually in terms of the riding position, it's really comfortable. There's a slight bend at the wrists, but it's nowhere near as aggressive as most sports bikes, so I'm not in the market for something like this at the moment, but if I was, this would certainly be the pick of the bunch for me. Fan of the Caballero range for a long while now. I test rode one last year, really enjoyed it. The reason I didn't bite the bullet and buy one is just the standing up position off-road wasn't quite right for me. So we're looking at a 449c single cylinder water cooled engine producing 40 brake horsepower. So of course a lot of the bikes I'm showing you are producing the same amount of power. And the standard Caballero here, the Scrambler, is ever so slightly more road focused. Really low seat height once again, which is something I'm a big fan of, and from memory I think these are about 170 kilos. The reason I say they're not brilliant for off-road is the standing up position. Again, handlebars are just far too low. Even if you were to put a set of bar risers in here, I think you'd struggle. Great looking bike, and arguably, controversially, potentially a little bit better looking than the Himalayan, but even if it is style over substance, what a cracking looking bike nonetheless. Now I'll take you over to the Caballero 500 Rally. This one is a little bit more off-road focused. It's got more knobbly tyres on it, the suspension's I believe about 20 or 30 centimetres higher, so if you do want to go off-road, this is going to be the one to get. In terms of the seat height, because of that longer travel suspension, me being 5'7", you can see I'm just on tiptoes there, so not the best for me. Standing up position though is an awful lot better than the standard Caballero, so if you're going to be looking at getting one of these, I would 100% say the Rally's the one to get. What a great looking bike. Okay, so next up, moving over to the Vogue stand to check out the Vogue 300 Rally. So this isn't really a direct rival for the Himalayan, I'd say. The Himalayan's a little bit more of a touring bike. This is obviously a little bit more off-road focused, more akin to the CRF 300. Is this a CRF killer? Well, maybe. £3,799. I think it's a bit of a steal. It looks absolutely stunning as well. So what we're looking at here is a 292cc bike producing 28 brake horsepower. So again, very similar to the CRF. Now, in terms of the seat height, definitely more off-road focused. You're looking at 920 millimeters for this one. So you'll see me swing a leg over the bike in just a second. And yeah, for me, it's just a little bit too tall. But if you're going to be doing a lot of off-roading, if you're, maybe 5'10", 6 foot plus, I think it's going to be a really handy little bike for you as well. Actually, really comfortable. The instrument cluster all looks nice and clear. Standing up on the bike, what I found was that the suspension was just a little bit soft. However, at this kind of price point, corners are going to be cut ever so slightly, and that's no different to the CRF. The suspension on that bike's notoriously soft. You saw me stand up on the bike just a second ago. I would say that this bike would really benefit from some bar risers. The handlebars as they are just a little bit too low, but for a shade under £4,000, I really don't think you can go far wrong with this. Every year I come to Motorcycle Live, I'm always drawn to the CCM stand. A lot of bike, but a lot of money. You're talking £15,000 for one of these. And I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, they're absolutely stunning. They look like one-off bikes, look like customs. And there's so much you can do to these from factory to make them your own. So much, but what absolutely magnificent bikes they are. And they're
little bit surprised. It's actually really quiet on the stand this year. Maybe that's because the price puts people off. Maybe it's getting towards the end of the day, but even looking at the panniers on this, it's absolute artwork. It really is. This is probably my pick of the bunch, the bobber with the floating Alcantara seat. The Insta's probably not doing this justice, but what a bike, what a bike. And that wraps up Motorcycle Live 2023. I've made a full video on the brand new Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. If you'd like to see that, have a search on the channel and I'll link it down below. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next time, goodbye.